Всем привет, дамы и господа, с вами Алекс Назаренко. Топ-20 самых клонируемых игр. Watch more же. Копируемых, правильно сказать. Ассасин.
Welcome to Watch
Hi.
Mojo, and guess what? If you enjoyed the Silent Hill 2 remake,
Я не играл и не собираюсь.
you've got Dead Space to thank, who has Resident Evil 4 to thank, who learnt a lot about combat from Dino Crisis, who was directly influenced by the original Resident Evil, which wouldn't have existed without Alone in the Dark. These are the 20 most cloned video games ever. For this list, we're not focusing on games that started genres, but games that popularized and dominated genres, causing developers to focus resources into copying them. Let's go. Mario Kart 64.
Ну, блять. Эта игра стала классикой аркадных гоночек.
Before Mario Party, there was the ultimate racing party game, Mario Kart 64. Although it wasn't the first kart racing game or even the first Mario Kart game, it is widely credited with popularizing the kart racing subgenre, which many gamers have tried to replicate with varying results in success. But it wasn't just about placing beloved franchise characters in go-karts, it was the game's simple yet engaging gameplay, offering a rewarding experience for players of all skill levels. In 2004, Nintendo even filed a
они все патентуют.
patent for its innovative
Там вроде что там они запатентовали, сука, ебал в рот. Пидорас. Nintendo запатентовали. Кнопку. Пизду этих запатентовывателей. Выговорил.
racing AI, offering a glimpse into the technical craft behind the excitement. We're all the way up to Mario Kart 8, and Mario Kart still dominates the genre.
Еще бы. Хули ему не доминировать? Хули. Болзер. Loser. Bitches. Bitches.
Metal Gear.
Solid.
Few games have had as profound an impact on gaming as the original Metal Gear. Don't get me wrong, Metal Gear Solid revolutionized video game storytelling, but the first Metal Gear paved the way for stealth-based gameplay, a genre that was so undefined that when Metal Gear released in 1987, it was classified as an action game, as the stealth genre hadn't even been created. At the time, many executives were confused by the concept of avoiding enemies rather than confronting them. Little did they know that's all I'd want to do in 2024. Since its release, stealth has become a core element in many games and has even developed into a game genre of its own. Dragon Quest.
Блин, был прикольно, чтобы тут была табличка, вот столько метров надо было пройти. Недолго.
Dragon Quest first released in 1986 and is widely regarded as the game that defined the turn-based RPG genre. Not technically the first, but at the as the game that defined the turn-based RPG genre. Not technically the first, but at the time, technically the best. It established key elements such as random encounters, a party-based combat system, and a simple yet effective turn-based battle system. The same systems that have defined games like Final Fantasy and Pokemon. The game's success influenced countless RPGs that followed, setting the standard for character progression, item use, and monster encounters. It also pioneered the It also pioneered the idea of a grand, story-driven quest in an expansive world.
Dragon Quest. Ну, понятное дело, почему они стали популяризаторами.
Dragon Quest may well have been more cloned than any other game in existence.
серый Скорпион.
The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda stands as one of the most iconic and enduring franchises in gaming history, earning its reputation through both its quality and lasting influence, and inability for parents to realize that the little green fella isn't Zelda.
Да, блять, я не понимал уже, что Зельда это, ёпта, не главный персонаж, это Линк, а вот Breath of the Wild, летсплей, который я смотрел на телеканале Game Show, ныне, я узнал, что там можно, в Breath of the Wild можно было играть и за Зельду. Зельда! Как говорилось в одной рекламе. За Зельду и за Линка. Его зовут Линк. Линк.
As a pioneer in the action-adventure genre, it has shaped the genre for decades. Notable innovations include rewarding exploration with optional secrets, blending puzzles and combat, and introducing one of the first functional save systems in games.
Блять, надеюсь, она не задаст тренд на «Зачем нам озвучивать диалоги?» Просто пишем, как будто мы, блять, новеллу играем.
The series also eliminated outdated features such as point scoring that were common at the time. The series also eliminated outdated features such as point scoring that were common at the time. It truly trimmed the fat and caused the genre and gaming in general to grow. Go Link, you're my favorite little green fella.
Маленький гномик. Вот, видите, у него даже треугольная шляпа. Двусмысленно прозвучало.
Team Fortress 2.
Подумать, да? What the fuck is a kilometer?
Team Fortress 2 was the game that helped define the hero shooter genre. Released in 2007, it introduced distinct playable characters, each with unique abilities.
Бля, ну мне это становится как рофельная игра, типа, блядь. Ну там персонажи рофловые, мемчики, woman, ха-ха-ха-ха. Вот это вот, бля.
Creating a diverse, team-based gameplay experience. Sound familiar?
Прикиньте, блядь, новая игра про вот этих мемных бобов, которые показывали на какой-то выставке, она, блядь, тоже как-то повлияет на жанр. Хотя это будет что-то типа GTA.
It should, because you're probably playing a game exactly like this right now. Its emphasis on teamwork, strategic coordination, and character-driven play laid the foundation for games like Overwatch and Paladins.
Бля, ну вайб Overwatch есть, да. Звонья убодилова. Шимба. Не. Шимба. А поскольку сейчас хайповый повод, Муфаса. Кусок пидораса.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Папка. А вы за кого были? Вы во что играли? В PUBG или Free Fire? Я играл во Free Fire. А еще помните времена, когда одни рекламируют Free Fire, другие рекламируют PUBG Mobile. Ну, бля, важная игра для жанра батл роялей в целом. В 17-м году вышел, ёб твою мать, этой игре всего 8 лет стукнет в этом году.
I'm gonna reiterate the parameters of this list.
Бля, в Call of Duty Mobile есть батл рояль. Я уверен, что именно благодаря этой игре они туда его добавили, впихнули. Я хотел сказать, добавили, а потом такой впихнули. Добавили, впихнули.
Right now, because I can hear people screaming, PUBG wasn't the first battle royale game.
Нет.
H1Z1 technically came first, but it can't be argued that PUBG took the genre and inspired the hundreds of other games that have followed. And if you're saying, what is H1Z1?
Хуй знает.
Thanks for helping prove my point. The goal of PUBG is to scavenge and loot nearby areas for better gear, giving you an edge over the competition. Along the way, you must eliminate other players while avoiding a deadly shrinking barrier that forces the action to stay within a small player area, preventing camping and encouraging player confrontations. The game is simple yet engaging and, most importantly, addictive.
Она тебя вызывает привыкание, потому что ты хочешь, сука, быть первым. О, МК.
Mortal Kombat.
Ну, блядь, один из самых один из самых популярных файтингов в мире, блядь. Это уже стопроцентный претендент на игру, которую будут копировать. И которая повлияла на другие файтинги.
Mortal Kombat is a renowned fighting series.
Бля, знаете, что круто? Даже в Нотр-Дам де Пари есть отсылка на Mortal Kombat. Стой, сука. У Резонанса вышел классный обзор, да. Этот. Как его? Нотр-Дам де Пари. Советую посмотреть. И, бля, там даже есть отсылка к Mortal Kombat. Вот, я вам сейчас ее покажу. Блин, это невероятно круто. Бля, я не знаю, вам показывали в школе Нотр-Дам де Пари? Да, показывали.
Но он игнорирует его предупреждение и идет к ней.
О, ща будет! Видели? Видели?
И идет к ней.
На этом история Феба заканчивается. Типа.
Грингуар, правда, подобно игре Mortal Kombat, сначала появляется в углу, а потом говорит: конец первого акта.
Это охуительно, это разъеб.
Mortal Kombat is a renowned fighting series that offers both 1v1 and team-based combat. It debuted in 1992 as a 2D game and has since undergone numerous visual upgrades, with the latest installment looking stunning.
Это не просто уже новый... Это не просто Mortal Kombat, это Mortal Kombat 1.
Never thought ripping someone's spine out and playing it like a xylophone could be so pretty. The series gained immense popularity due to its iconic, brutal finishing moves, such as slicing opponents in half, decapitating them, or ripping out their still-beating hearts. While such extreme gore is often replicated, many games can be considered Mortal Kombat-inspired or clones due to their similar combat mechanics and emphasis on...
Я помню, у нас был Хэллоуин в Тайм-кафе, я там играл Mortal Kombat, подсел профессиональный игрок какой-то. Ну, видно было, что он профи. Я один раунд у него выиграл, второй проиграл. Ну, и он, короче, победил меня.
Violent, over-the-top action.
Scorpion wins. Fatality.
Halo Combat Evolved.
Alert! Covenant dropship inbound. They must be looking for survivors. I recommend immediate evasion.
First-person shooters became some of the earliest gaming phenomena, but aside from classics like Doom, one title stands out for shaping the genre's future: Halo Combat Evolved. And somehow, with the constant discourse that goes on in gaming, it's surprising that almost every gamer agrees with this. The game introduced and popularized key FPS mechanics, such as limited interchangeable weapons, a dedicated melee button, and a separate button for grenades. Its cinematic storytelling and iconic protagonists set a new standard, influencing many games that followed. From Call of Duty to Overwatch...
Я почему-то, когда увидел этот топ, подумал о Call of Duty. А сейчас понимаю, а что копировать-то? Ну, шутан, ну, сюжет.
Halo set a standard that was unbeatable, but very clonable. Very clonable. From Call of Duty to Overwatch, Halo set a standard that was unbeatable, but very clonable. Super Mario Brothers.
Ну, блядь, очевидно. С Марио мы еще столкнемся, потому что у нас будет, блядь, это... Следующий топ, который я буду смотреть, это топ худших исполнений игровых персонажей в кино. It's me, Марио! А знаете, какой канал я сейчас смотрю? Peanut Butter Gamer. Почему? Потому что у него есть рекламные выпуски. Мамма мия, я люблю рекламные выпуски. Вы не любите рекламные выпуски? Пошли нахуй! Fuck you! Ха-ха! Да, рекламные выпуски. Обожаю. Посмотрел все выпуски ностальгирующего критика. Теперь я переключаюсь на Peanut Butter Gamer. Yippee! Nintendo World. Миямото. Иронично, что игру про итальянца создал не итальянец. Поехали!
Nintendo World, I wanna go there, go there. Nintendo World, I wanna go there, go there. Miyamoto, me and Mario by the logo. Nothing else on planet Earth could compare.
Уже 25-й.
Platformers are generally defined by the player's ability to navigate
Ну и конечно, я играл в него. Я вот эту штучку придержу здесь.
a character through an environment, reaching
А вы играли в Пакмана в Google Play? В Play играх, как правильно называется. Это... Play игры.
specific points to complete objectives or levels. Unlike early maze games like Pac-Man, platformers
Pac-Man.
provided greater freedom of movement, focusing on the player's skill in response.
Кстати, в этом году вторая часть мульта выходит. Bitches! I'm Steve! Будет озвучивать Боузера.
To dangers and choosing different paths.
Снова.
The introduction of jumping in Donkey Kong and the game's demand for quick reflexes set the stage for the iconic platformers that would define the genre, and the game to define the genre saw Donkey Kong's protagonist Mario going off on his own adventure in Super Mario Bros. It defined the NES, it defined platformers, and it began the greatest video
Nintendo Entertainment System.
game series of all time. Assassin's Creed.
Я думаю, thank you, они сказали... Они сказали друг другу, когда у Сеги и Nintendo был кроссовер, а именно Марио и Соника. И они срубили на этом денег, такие сессии. Интересно, что копирует тут Assassin's Creed? Паркур? Мне с паркуром больше Принц Персии ассоциируется. Принц Персик.
If you want to
Он даже ёбнуть не может обычно, он просто делает паркур.
talk about a game that introduced more modern gaming mechanics than any other game, it would be the open-world action-adventure genre-defining game, Assassin's Creed.
Открытый мир.
Although it hasn't been as directly cloned as others on this list, by blending stealth parkour
Вот именно.
and
Чё у него копировать?
combat into a seamless
Я не играл, но... Бля, все, что я знаю, ну там... Нет такого уникального, чего нет других в играх. Сука, забейте, что я сейчас сказал?
experience, it created an experience which introduced game mechanics that have been stolen and
Так...
used in almost every single game since 2007. The game introduced a vast
А Ведьмак будет?
Richly detailed world and emphasized fluid movement where players could climb buildings, leap across rooftops, and blend into crowds to avoid detection. The game's unique combination of free running, stealthy assassinations, and layered narratives laid the foundation for future open world games, influencing mechanics in franchises like Watch Dogs and The Witcher 3.
Понравился звук, в котором его убили.
Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
О, нихуя себе, 2 игры, блядь.
Super Metroid left a lasting impact on developers, influencing countless titles. While fans didn't see another entry in the series until 2002, the game's influence was widespread. Along with Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Super Metroid helped define the Metroidvania subgenre, blending action, exploration, and freedom to create immersive experiences. This style has seen a modern revival with developers putting
Я вроде играл в нее. Или не играл.
their own
Просто по декорации, просто по локации, как будто бы играл.
spin on the formula. When you hear Metroidvania, you're generally in for something great. If you're backtracking because you unlocked a new
Вот такие соперники там были.
skill that will help you with something you passed an hour ago, you've got these games to thank. Or curse out, your treat.
Я вроде не играл. Или играл.
Minecraft.
I'm Steve. Блять, кто хуй знает, может быть это на Западе будут смотреть, а это же мем на Западе.
When Notch created Minecraft, he likely had no idea how massive his game would become.
И, кстати, второй части не будет.
Its popularity has reached such heights that there's now a wide range of game-related merchandise available worldwide, including
Да.
cups, shirts, and
Плюшевый Джек Блэк.
plush toys. Oh, and there was some... Oh, a f***ing movie! It's no surprise that many began to replicate the original concept, leading to a flood of Minecraft clones that dominate the market,
Например, Террария.
with games bearing
Хороший код.
a striking
Правда, там ты не видишь от первого лица.
resemblance.
Не.
Sandbox has a lot to thank Minecraft for, and Jack Black also has a lot to thank Minecraft for. The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall.
Excuse the gloom, but none may know of this meeting.
RPGs are often categorized by gameplay style and their country of origin. While not all JRPGs and WRPGs are the
Прикольно.
same, they often share
Вот в Майнкрафт играешь.
similar conventions. One of the most influential games in shaping WRPGs is The Elder Scrolls
RPGs.
2 Daggerfall. Building on the foundation
Как переводятся древние слитки? То есть Elder Scrolls переводится как древние слитки. Запомню. Я просто на самом деле я никогда не думал, как оно переводится. Elder Scrolls и Elder Scrolls. Я все равно это играть не буду.
games in shaping WRPGs
Я нищий.
is The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Building on the foundation
Кинжал кого?
in shaping WRPGs is The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall.
Кинжал Фалоса? Oh my.
Building on the foundation set by the Elder Scrolls Arena, Daggerfall expanded the genre, establishing a subgenre of real-time WRPGs that emphasize player freedom and exploration.
Блять, кинжал Фалос, это больно.
Its expansive open world, brimming with secrets, set it apart from the more linear JRPGs and other iconic WRPGs like Baldur's Gate. The original Baldur's Gate, not the fantastic new one. It's super interesting to go back and play Daggerfall
Насколько я знаю.
because you see it doing something that was never done before, that almost feels like a fan-made Skyrim. Defense of the Ancients.
Впервые слышу.
Although not a standalone game, Dota deserves a spot on this list due to its profound influence
Погоди, чё, блять, это Дота?
on the entire multiplayer online battle
Симулятор мамкоёбства?
arena genre. Originally a mod for Warcraft 3 Reign of
Да, в поп-культе про это рассказывалось.
Chaos and its expansion The Frozen Throne, Dota had players from opposing teams working to destroy the enemy's core while defending their own, leveling up and being aided by AI-controlled minions. What began as a simple concept ultimately led to the creation of some of the most popular MOBAs, including League of Legends and Dota 2. If you're currently enjoying Arcane, you have Dota to thank.
Я слышал, пиздатая штука. Ну вот это охуенная штука. Говорящая ебу внизу.
Will this ever end?
World of
Со своей анимацией.
Warcraft. I know I'm reiterating this with every other entry, but when we touch on a genre with a very impassioned fan base, I need to remind you all of the topic of this list to chill the comments. World of Warcraft was not the first MMORPG by any stretch of the imagination, but it 100% defined the genre and caused its popularity to explode. World of Warcraft is likely Blizzard's most famous creation, and one of the most popular MMOs even after all these years. While many MMOs borrow elements from WoW, most add their own unique features, giving them distinct personalities. If you haven't already tried it, don't. The risk of losing your time to this game is incredibly high.
Я трачу время на реакции.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Так, я... Окей, значит я могу делать вот так.
Good to see you, mate. Take one of the rifles from the table.
This was a tough one because although Modern Warfare was pretty heavily defined by Medal of Honor, I think Modern Warfare introduced so many elements to the FPS genre that it deserves the most credit for creating clones. Modern Warfare, the fourth installment in the series, popularized military-based FPS games. Set in 2011, Modern Warfare's success sparked a wave of modern military shooters, including a Medal of Honor reboot that returned the series to a 2002 setting. With so many clones flooding the market, it was only a matter of time before we went full circle. Dark Souls.
Об этом я тоже думал, когда увидел этот топ. Ну вот, перед записью. Игра называется не Dark Souls, а Dark. Ладно, я не придумал. Короче, шутка про то, что ой, блядь, какая она сложная, как у тебя будет гореть жопа.
Action RPGs have always been a popular genre, but Dark Souls stands out for defining its own path and creating a beloved subgenre, the Souls-like genre. Known as one of the most
стиле Dark Souls. Souls-like, это не Dark Souls.
Path and creating a beloved subgenre.
Блять, перевод, сука.
The Souls-like genre.
Эти переводы несовершенны, но мне похуй.
Known as one of the most iconic titles in modern gaming, Dark Souls emphasizes difficulty, exploration, and minimalist storytelling. While it builds upon From Software's earlier Demon's Souls, it gained a level of popularity its predecessor lacked, with most gamers not even realizing Demon's Souls came first, and prior to its remake, not even realizing the game existed. The game's intentional challenge and melee combat have inspired numerous titles, including other From Software games like Elden Ring, Souls-like such as The Surge, and even games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Resident Evil.
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
Ooh,
Door!
yeah, we're getting to the pointy end. Resident Evil defined the survival horror genre by blending tense.
Я вот, кстати, хотел в прикол сказать, бля, FNAF будет? Но потом такой, не, его здесь не будет, он не так... Не, конечно, известный хоррор, но он не повлиял на жанры.
Gameplay, limited resources,
Потом повлиял на такой пиздатый канал, как N-Time.
and atmospheric storytelling. Released in 1996, it introduced the need to manage scarce supplies such as ammunition and health, making players carefully consider every decision. Admittedly, these elements were already introduced in Alone in the Dark, but Resident
Мы еще Alone in the Dark вернулся. По-любому, в следующем топе, который будут смотреть, будет много фильмов у Вебова. Много у Вебова будет.
Evil took it to a whole other level. The game's fixed camera angles and confined spaces amplified fear, while puzzles offered an intellectual challenge. Its in spaces amplified fear, while puzzles offered an intellectual challenge.
Погодите-ка.